It's it's just the uncensored version of the radio show.
It is.
And it's a little different than what you might expect.
Especially this week, if we're getting into the topic we might get into, it could ruin Christmas. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, obviously we say that kids can't listen to the podcast, so this should be a safe space.
Put your AirPods in.
There's no little ears.
Just don't. It's not the one. Especially, but even if you're okay with like your kids listening to cussing or whatever, like it ain't the one. Because I don't want to be the reason of why Christmas gets ruined. So I think you kind of know the topic of where we're going with that today.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for being here. And also you can vote for us for Podcast Magazine if you'd like to. This podcast is following the number 8 podcast. And I don't like that. I feel like we're better than that.
It's fallen to number 8?
I heard Greg's podcast, Greg Carpenter's podcast is taking a higher spot than us.
No way. He has a podcast?
Mm-hmm. It's called Gregging It Up.
Really? Oh.
That's one of our sister stations. I love them, by the way.
Does he have a podcast?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think they're like out of the podcasting age. You know?
Am I back on the thing? My phone kind of died because it got really hot.
There you are.
Okay, sorry.
It's all right.
There you go.
Well, let's catch up from Thanksgiving because we made some Thanksgiving predictions before we left, and I need to find out which one of these came true and which one of these didn't. And we kind of talk about our trips a little bit, too.
I kind of forgot mine, to be honest.
You black it out? It seems like it was a long time ago for some reason, doesn't it? Today is Wednesday as we're recording this, and it feels like we got back 2 days ago, and I feel like that was like 6 months ago.
My memory is bad because we partied almost every day. So honestly,
like hard?
Yeah, it was the best. So I really don't know what happened before, during. I just know that I'm here now.
Is that healthy?
So you're going to have to remind me.
At age 30, almost 30, is that healthy to say I
hell
partied
yeah,
every
hell yeah.
day?
If I only see my family maybe once or twice a year, and if we want to make it like super, super, super fun every single day, then that's what we're going to do. We had so much fucking fun.
Do you have to be wasted to have fun, though?
No, but it wasn't like, let's get up and let's fucking get wasty. Not at all. It was just like, you want to go to the winery today? Sure. And then the next day would be like, you want to have some mimosas? And I'm like, sure. So it wasn't like, let's get fucked up. It was just whatever happened during the day
happens. Whatever happens in Stockton stays in Stockton.
And typically, like, everyone comes over and we just cook hella food, and then we just like barbecue and drink and dance and sing. And that just happened every day.
And sing. What do you guys sing? Like, what's
all the old school music, like all just R&B, soul, Motown. Right. Hip hop, like that's our vibe.
It's always just so funny to hear about this.
Throwbacks.
It's so terribly different from my family's get-togethers. You know what I mean? So like it's like you, like some people we used to work with. It's like my holiday is it's just boring. Like we don't do anything. We just sit around. This year obviously I was in Tulum, but like typically like so when you said we went home, we party for 8 days. I'm like, that is I don't think I've ever. I know one time I partied with my parents. But they weren't even really partying. I took them to Club La Vila in Panama City, which is like this huge nightclub.
Club?
Yeah, club. Took them out to a club. Nancy Yancey at a club. Okay, picture it. And Jimmy Mack, all right? And this was, I think, probably 2008. And I think it actually was Thanksgiving. I think it was Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
But that's the only time I've ever, like, partied with my family. Is you think it's more who's more normal? Do you think it's more normal for you not to party with your family or to party with your family, you think?
I think the word normal is just not relative. I think it's just a matter of what you brought up.
Do you think more people, because I'm trying to figure out like,
because listen, there's a lot of people that are in my family that I'm not like blood related to but have become a part of our family because they had families like yours,
right?
So then they would spend holidays with us, so that's kind of how it's been.
But do you think most people party with their family, or they don't?
I think they do, but again, that's coming from me where like that's all I've known.
Right.
All I've known is just like together, whoever, come through, come sing, come have a good time. Like
that's why it's so funny to me. Like, and I love it. I love hearing their perspectives. When you say that, like when I think Thanksgiving, I think like quiet, like family sitting around the table, sharing like family stories or whatever, saying grace, if you will.
The first time I went to one of my best friend's houses, the first time I had dinner at Mary's house, it was weird because she'd always come over, and I was like, do you want, like, we can go to your house, like whatever, and she was always just kind of like, I don't know if you want. And the first time we had dinner there, that's
She's
what
white,
it was.
too?
It was it was her,
It's like white people don't party with their
her
family.
two
I feel like.
brothers, her parents, and like you could hear the forks on the plate.
Yeah, it's all awkward.
And I was like looking at her, and then after we ate, she's like, "You want to go to your house now?" And I was like,
You're
"Yeah,
like, yeah, let's get out of here.
yeah,
Let's go, man."
it's funny."
YouTube show. What do you do? Do you party? Is it typical to party with your family, or is that abnormal? And then is it? You think it's a cultural thing? You think it's like a white thing versus like a not white thing? Because I don't know. Like none of my friends party with their family. And none of my white friends, at least. But I
Yeah.
feel like all of my brown friends typically do party with their family.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's like a cultural. And then I'm wondering too, because I'm thinking it's like maybe it's an East Coast West Coast thing, because most of the friends that I'm thinking of right now that don't party with their family are all East Coasters, and then everybody else is West Coast. So I don't know if that's like the ones that do.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's East Coast West Coast thing. Which one do you think is more normal? Is it or to you, do you party with your family or do you not? Okay, Jess, we got to go over your list because
Do you remember?
I do.
Okay, good.
We made some predictions of what were going to happen over the Thanksgiving break, and the one I was almost like I would have bet money on was that you were going to get engaged to Garage Boy.
And I told you 100% that wasn't happening.
Did you ever feel like a moment may have happened?
No.
Like nothing was like, okay, here it comes.
There's not a bone in my body that I thought that boy was going to propose to me over the holiday.
Did anything ever happen to where like you're like, okay, maybe this is going to be it right here?
No.
It's not even on your radar.
It's not even on my radar. It wasn't then, it's not now, and it's not at least for, I feel like if it's going to happen, maybe at the end of next year, possibly, but like definitely not now in my current space.
I was shocked. I really thought because Jess told us that like, you know, didn't even seem like it was in the realm of possibility. I'm like, damn, you know what Garage Boy's doing? He's gonna like set this thing up. It's gonna be this big surprise when they go home. Like he's like throwing her off because he's about to just boom, hit her with it.
It doesn't, I don't, you know, I know that this is the person that I'm going to marry, but I also know that's not something that we need right now. I feel like both of us are trying to figure out what our lives are about to be and like where we're going to be and what we're doing right now. So I think once we get a little more stable foundation of that.
He's like still in school too, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just saying like, you know, and like on some side radio shit, like we don't know how long we're going to be here.
Shit, that's
so
true.
I think
our contracts come up in August?
Yeah.
So that means like 3 months out. What's that? It's July, June, May. So like May.
So for us, both of us have kind of talked about like we just want to know what that future looks like first before we try to add on unnecessary stress, because it's just like
how are you gonna plan a wedding if like
where am I gonna be?
Here?
Am I still gonna be on the East Coast? Am I not? Like what the fuck?
That's
you know?
true. It is kind of like
it's too much.
It's too. That's the thing that sucks about radio is you can't really plan your. I mean, it's and that's life in general, by the way. It's not even just a radio, but professionally. A lot of people are in jobs where like you kind of 2020 kind of shook shit up, but typically it'd be like you kind of knew your trajectory. Or let's say you work in we'll take Johnny E, you know, as our electrician friend, right? Like let's just say I think he actually runs his own business now, but let's just say he was working for one company, and then if it didn't work out there, he could just go work for another company. Radio jobs are so scarce now that like if shit don't work out, it's like whoop, the whole thing gets turned upside down. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
so I think once we get kind of like a better idea of where that's at, we're cool. I think we just want to get through that part together because there's so much in the unknown right now.
Right.
You know,
it makes sense.
And I don't want because I know once that happens, it's just gonna be like my mom and everybody's gonna be in my face about a whole bunch of shit, and I just.
What does that mean?
No, it's like once we get engaged, I feel like our entire family is just gonna be like, let's fucking go. And I don't have any answers yet. We can't give any answers yet. You know what I mean?
So many people in your business. Just wait. You don't even know.
Oh, bitch, I know. Okay, I think with my family, I think you think I don't know, but we're already in our business as it is, just for like, what'd you do the last hour because so and so I saw someone did this, blah blah blah. I fucking know. That's why we just gotta, take it day by day. Is all.
Okay, number 2 thing is we asked if you were gonna hook up with Garage Boy in the garage while you were home. Now, did you?
The answer is no, but that fool tried to come up on me in the garage when I went to go get something out of there.
No.
Yeah, he did.
What happened?
He's like, hey. And I was like, you better turn your ass around and go. Because I had to go get something out of the garage, right? And then I hear little footsteps behind me. And I turn around, and that's this fool back here. And I was like,
Drinking. He's been drinking at this
we've
point.
obviously been drinking.
Both of you. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need any help. Can I help you? Like,
Wow.
what's up? And he follows me in there, and I was like, no.
Not today.
Not
That was a year ago, friend.
Yeah.
This ain't happening today.
Not today.
And then there was one more thing for you. I think something about like a fight.
Oh, if I was going to fight with my sister's boyfriend.
Oh, right. So Jess met her boyfriend. Well, you didn't meet him, but you're kind of like re-meeting him.
I'd say I kind of really met him for the first time.
How would you? Can you sum up that situation better?
all
So on the
I
radio,
can
we have like
say-
2 seconds to like get through it.
I think all I can say is that my sister has been with her boyfriend on and off for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they have started taking their relationship seriously, I guess, like to the next level as like young adults, probably in the last couple of months or so, is
Yeah.
when he has been introduced to our family. Because it was super funny. My Auntie Penny called this fool out, and she's like, why have I never seen you before? All of a sudden you want to start coming around, kind of shit.
So
Because
he just never came. He never came around.
never came around. I mean, because they were in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were young. Yes, he should have probably been around, but because things were rocky,
Yeah.
it just was never really, there was never an appropriate time for him to kind of create that relationship with my family, because they were figuring their lives out, and it just wasn't the best, obviously. Whatever. So now that we've moved on from that, he's definitely trying to create a relationship with my family, because that's important to her. And that honestly hasn't happened until the last couple of months, really.
So
Like
how
2 months maybe.
How did that go then?
It was good. So I noticed that when he first got there, he like waited for my sister to bring him to me. Like, he wasn't just going to come up to me by himself,
Yeah.
you know, which was fine. And I think like I made the realization once I met him, I can't have all these expectations of, you know, my sister's boyfriend, because he's just like 18.
Yeah.
And he's just an
He's a
18-year-old boy.
kid.
He's a kid. And so I
Right.
think the minute I met him, I was like, oh, like, how are you?
He's still a child.
Yeah, like, how are you? I understand this is, like, you could just feel
So I'm sure he had
how
to feel awkward as
uncomfortable
fuck.
it was.
Yeah.
I said something that was nice. I was like, you know, I took a moment and I was like, I appreciate you being here. I know this is a lot, and I know we're a lot, so I
That's
think it's cool
nice.
that you're here. That's it. The one thing I'd say that's like low key of a situation was when we were sitting, I mean, we're in the kitchen, and okay, my mom and my sister said I was being aggressive and that I was tripping, but I'm telling you, I wasn't tripping. I could
I'll
tell.
be the judge of that.
So he's sitting there, and he literally looked like he was just bored out of his mind, and he did not want to be there. And I know the difference between someone that's shy and is just to themselves
Yeah.
and someone that doesn't want to be there. And I just noticed that, so I said, hey, you should probably fix your face because you look like you don't want to be here.
Is that how you said it though, Jessica?
I said, hey, you should probably fix your face because you
See,
literally look like you don't want to be
now,
here.
do you see the difference?
Well,
Do you see the difference?
I just think it was right. I felt like I was actually doing my boy a solid, because I think it should. At least I said that to him instead of like my crazy ass Apu. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Grandma.
So I thought I was doing him a favor.
Well-
And then my mom and my sister told me I was like being aggressive and and I was like, okay.
It sounds a little aggressive.
But that was it. After that, it was cool.
You were fine. You had to just kind of check yourself a little bit too.
I mean,
A
well,
little bit.
a couple days after, like he finally got comfortable, and he actually was like, I'm sorry.
Was he there a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was there a lot.
That's
and he
good
was
then.
like, I'm sorry I was acting all shy.
Aw.
And then he's like, at least you didn't tell me to fix my face in front of everyone. Oh, wait, yeah, you did that.
Wow.
Yeah, but he was joking
But that
with
was
me.
funny. So that's good.
Yeah, it was good. It
How'd
was like
your
a little
dad-
banter there.
How'd your dad do with him? Because we know there's been issues with him kind of accepting, your dad accepting, you know, Butter's boyfriend.
He's definitely warming up to him.
That's
And I
good.
think he appreciates him coming around and stuff, you know?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think
Um,
it's hard for me, and I was explaining this to my sister, is like I am so used to my sister and how she is at 19
Right.
and like very like knows how to communicate, very kind of like, you know, when she's in a different environment, like she knows how to talk, and like, I mean, she hangs out with my friends, and all of us are like 10 years older, and it's not awkward or uncomfortable. So I think I'm just not used to being around a teenager that's kind of like, huh?
All shot,
get what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, I mean, you got to keep in mind too. He's like the odd man out.
No, of course.
Like I always, that's always super intense. Especially I can imagine like with your family and the dynamic there. He's and like he already kind of knows he's like the odd man out, and then to be thrown into that situation.
I think I just expected, because my sister, like emotionally, or I don't want to, because she's not. I think I can say emotional intelligence without it having like she's not sensitive, but like she can like just vocalize
her feelings.
Yeah,
But
like she's
not
never
everyone's
been
great at that.
Exactly,
you know?
that's what
Yeah,
I mean. That's
yeah.
why it's not okay to like hold her partner to that same standard because not everybody has that ability or is comfortable with doing that.
Right.
And so once I was like, this kid's just trying to live his life.
Any of those stories we need to know from the break?
Nah,
That's it.
that's it.
Really quick, going back to the question of is it normal? Like, do you party with your family or not? Darren, this is our YouTube show. Darren said, I would say not a cultural thing at all. My family is almost always pretty rowdy when we are together for the holidays or any other time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Johnny E said, I don't like people, so I feel that.
See, that's
Johnny
fair.
E. God,
Yeah.
I feel that. Adventurer Jojo says, I'm Filipino and the West Coast, and I usually have a party with my cousins and my family for the holiday season.
Yeah.
So maybe it's situation by situation.
I think
you
so.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, so checking back in with my break. I went down to Tulum, down in Mexico for a week. I got to tell you, man, like I was telling Jess and a few other people, like it didn't really meet my expectation.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was really excited about this trip, and I have been for years now. And I finally got to go on. And honestly, like, it's become such a big Instagram spot that, like, for like years, all I've seen is like the Instagram version of it. And you get down there and, like, you're still kind of like in a third world country.
Well, yes.
You know what I mean?
It's Mexico.
Like, in my head, I was thinking, like, it's going to be different in Tulum, though. You know what I mean? It's still, like, low-key sketch. Like, I was telling Jess, like, everyone's constantly trying to, like, rip you off for one thing or another, right?
Well, yeah.
So, we were going to this pyramid thing.
It's not really safe right now.
Not safe. Not safe.
No.
And probably, if everyone's like, should I go? Should I go? I'm like, I would go, but, like, if you don't speak Spanish, stick to your resort. Because it's just a little scary. Like, the
Yeah.
streets are a little scary. So they have these like Mayan ruins, right? And I don't know how this stuff works. And so we went up to see it. And probably like a mile down the street, the guy's like, hey, do you have your tickets yet? And we were like, no, we don't have tickets yet. He's like, oh, I can give you a discount. And I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, awesome. Give me those tickets. So I think we paid, like, I forget how many pesos, the conversion rate. We get up there, like, there's no tickets.
Yeah.
Like, the homeboy literally sold us tickets for nothing. And, like, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, like, things like that, little things like that, right? So, overall, though, 7 out of 10, it was solid. A couple things we had to check in on. Number one was, did we think I or Dan was going to hook up with anybody while we were there?
Yeah.
I told this story on the radio the other day, and I'll catch you up over here, too, is that I thought maybe we were going to. We met some girls of all place. Well, there were three girls, 2 guys. That were, well, most of them are from DC, and I was like, what the hell? Like, what's the odds
Yeah.
in Tulum that, like, because in case you don't know, Baltimore is like 45 minutes from DC, right?
Yeah.
And this girl that I was talking up, I was like, okay. I didn't bring my phone that day because I got cheap-ass service. I don't pay for, like, a fancy brand.
Yeah.
So I didn't work. Well, it worked, but it cost, like, a ton of money to use. So Dan had his camera on his phone, so I was like, I just won't bring my phone, right?
Yeah.
So we started, like, chatting up this group, and this girl and I kind of hit it off low key. And so I was like, hey, let me give you my number. Why don't you hit me up? Because they were coming back on Saturday. They were coming back Saturday. We came back Friday. I was like, hit me up when you get back.
Yeah.
And that was a week from today.
No text.
So I'm, let me check. No.
Yeah.
Still.
I told you not to get involved with vacation, babe.
know.
I told you what people go there to do.
I thought maybe she was going to try to, like, text me and be like, hey, let's, like, meet up later. But it just, I don't know.
No, what happens in Tulum stays in Tulum.
Apparently, and it wasn't good.
You don't know her situation.
It wasn't good. Whatever it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Apparently for me. But here's the thing. So the answer is no. Nobody hooked up in Tulum.
Oh.
And I thought, because Dan was, like, swiping a lot, and so I thought he was, but, like, it's just not the right situation. It's just, everything's so scammy down there. I was like, dude, you're going to meet somebody
What, you thought he was going to get abducted?
and, like, get gutted. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
If he, like, gets lost, I'm going to be like,
Yeah. So you told him he couldn't go anywhere and
So
you had him on lock?
Basically, I was like, you think that's bad? You think that's the wrong thing to do?
I mean,
like,
I'm not shocked by
I just
you.
don't know in a third world country. But he kind of felt the same way. He wasn't like too disappointed. He's like, I mean, because I was like, are you going to take like the rental car if you go somewhere? He's like, I'll take a taxi. I'm like, you don't really know where you're going. It's just, it was just too messy. I was like, hey, here's the deal. Like, if we meet somebody organically,
cool,
and it happens, fine. But to like seek it out in a really unknown situation, in a third world country. But hey, real talk, probably the most beautiful people. I'm not just saying women, dudes, girls, I've ever seen in my life.
Because it's the it place to go. All y'all are out there going trying to go to Tulum.
I'm like a Tulum 2. 1.5.
Yeah.
I may have been the ugliest person there. Swear to God.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful. And you know what's really cool about Tulum? It like caught me off guard. Was that like a lot of people from Europe come, right?
Oh,
and in Europe,
that's cool.
Because they go on like their holidays, right? So they can go take off for a month and just travel. So, I forgot that in Europe, you don't wear bikini tops that often.
Oh,
there were so many boobs out.
Oh yeah,
and like whatever, right? Like whatever. I don't. It's not like I was like, but like I was still like a 12-year-old boy because I was like, oh, like
stupid.
I was like, oh my God, there are boobs everywhere.
Yeah.
And like I didn't like, but you have to look, right? Like if there are penises on the beach, you would look, right?
Yeah, no, you're just like
you have to glance.
Yes, you can glance once, but you can't stare all creepy.
I saw a vagina. How about that? I saw an ass and a vagina.
Okay.
But it's like just on the beach.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was like seeking it out. It was just like there in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. But other than that, it wasn't. I'm trying to think of anything else like super. I mean, I told the other stories about everything else is on Certified Mama's Boy or the radio. So we'll just end it with that. But there was our Thanksgiving break, and we'll pause now so that our company can make extra money and we make nothing extra. So thank you for paying their bills.
Okay.
You want to talk about Santa?
Yes.
All right. Because next week we're going to talk about. Hey, I'm going to make a statement and we're going to move on. We'll come back to it. I'm not telling people congratulations when they get married or engaged anymore. I'm not doing it. Like I'm retiring that in 2022. And I got a wedding to go to in January, and I don't even know how I feel about it. Sick of it. So we'll talk about it next week on the show.
Okay.
Let's talk about Santa today. Something a little more. I feel like we need Christmas music for this.
Yes.
A little more lighthearted. How did this even come up, Jess? I don't remember how we were even thinking about
so
this.
Kramer wanted to do some topic that involved Santa, and I was like, absolutely not, because when it comes to Santa on the radio,
really quick too, last chance, like we've warned you, this is it. Like we're going to talk very freely about Santa now.
Oh yeah, I would hope that you don't let your kids listen to this podcast.
Yeah, but
so when it comes to the radio and Santa, it's just like an unspoken rule is you don't fuck with it.
You don't do it.
When kids are in the car, we're not trying to break hearts. That's your job as a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not fucking your kids up. You are.
Exactly. So we're very careful about Santa and elves, and we are a part of the magic. We take that very seriously. And I forget what idea Kramer came across in his mind, but he was like, is this too far? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
We cannot do that. And then I casually was like, I remember the day my mom ruined Santa Claus for me. It's probably one of the worst days of my life.
Yo, you remember that day?
I do. She ruined two things for me. She ruined Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny in the same fucking sentence, and it crushed me.
Wow. YouTube show, you want to start sharing your stories now, and you can always call us too, because I'd love to have some messages for next, because we'll still be in holiday season for next week.
Yeah.
Actually, next week we'll have a show. Tell us, how did Santa get ruined for you? And we can't do this on the radio show, so this has to be a podcast. This is why we say this is the Uncensored part. We say for all this shit for over here.
Only here.
All right, Jess, how did Santa get ruined for you?
I was in my old house on Sunny Oak, and I was in the hallway. My mom was getting ready, and my dad was at the other end of the hallway, and my mom had yelled something across the hallway to my dad about, like, are we getting that for her? In regarding to, like, Christmas gifts, and my dad's like, no, Laura, Santa is getting that for her. And my mom goes, what the fuck?
Wait.
She already knows Santa isn't real. She knows that Santa and the Easter Bunny aren't real.
How old are you at this point?
I think
4.
No, I'm young. I want to say maybe I'm like 6 or like I'm little, and it's me in the middle of the hallway, and my mom's on one end, my dad's on the other end, and my mom's like screaming this, like she knows Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny aren't real anymore, and I look at her and I'm like, what?
The fuck?
And my dad's like, what the fuck did you
Yeah.
just say that for? And I was like, they're not real.
And it like blew your mind, right?
And I had a meltdown.
Is it low-key kind of fucked up?
What?
The whole Santa idea.
No, it's just to have something to believe in.
Because like,
fuck.
but then your beliefs get squashed. I almost wonder like how much trauma comes from that moment.
No, well, I mean, from that moment, I was so fucked up. I went to my room and I cried my face off.
That's
and
what
I was
I'm saying.
So devastated.
Everybody, I swear to God, everybody listening right now and watching on YouTube can remember the exact moment you found out about
She
Santa.
didn't even care either.
No,
She thought
of
it
course
was
not.
funny. I was like, Mom.
And it's like traumatizing. It's like such a traumatizing moment. Okay, so I was probably, God, I remember I cried so much, and I remember not only did I cry. Well, I'll tell you in chronological order. So, the year before, the previous year, Christmas, for some reason, my Santa, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, decided to bring all of our gifts in like a bag. So when we ran downstairs, usually
Cool,
the
yeah.
gifts would be all out, but they were all in like these big bags with Santa's face on them. Okay.
Yes.
So it was now the next Christmas, and I was like going through my mom's closet, and I'm like, wait, it's the Santa bags.
Oh.
And I started like piecing it together because I was like kind of getting to that age where I was like,
You're like, why would she have the
Why
bags
would- why
that
would-
Santa uses?
yeah, because that's
How would she get this from the North Pole?
seems a little tricky.
Why wouldn't they be in the North Pole? Why
Right.
are they in her closet in Georgia?
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I asked. I think I had to ask her. I wonder if I can.
You asked her straight up to her face?
Let me call her and ask her if she remembers this moment.
My mom literally told me to get over it. She said, get over it.
Will she talk to us?
My mom?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Make sure we're in. I need to see if she can remember this moment or not.
Oh, I can ask her.
Text your mom and see.
I can't text
Oh, yeah.
her. I'll just call her.
Okay. I don't remember if I asked her or if I pieced it together, but I remember that's that damn Santa bag. Let's see what Nancy's doing.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
we're doing our Uncensored podcast right now.
I assumed.
We're talking about the day that you found out about Santa being, not real. And I remember it had to do with I found those bags. Remember those Santa bags we had for all the gifts for that
Yeah.
one year? I found those and it started. Do you remember what happened though? Like, do you remember? Did I ask you the question? Do you have any recollection?
Honey, I don't.
I just remember like you broke it to me. You broke the news to me.
Yeah.
And then I remember that night, y'all. Like I went and like I was listening to Christmas music on the radio.
He probably said it so sweet, though.
It probably was. But then I remember I prayed. I was like, please let me like forget that, and let me have like just one more Christmas like with Santa, like not knowing, like not knowing.
Nancy, you want to know what my mom said to me?
What?
She said, get over it. Nancy, she said, get over it. Let me tell. I want to tell your mom what they did to me.
Okay, tell.
See, your mom is more real than I am.
My
Yeah.
mom, I forget whatever. I'm like standing in the hallway, and my mom was like yelling at my dad about like Christmas presents, and she's like, "Are we getting that for her?" And my dad's like, "Santa's getting that for her." And she's like, "She knows Santa and the Easter Bunny aren't real." No, I didn't know Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny weren't real. So I have a meltdown, and she's like, "Get over it, Jessica." I was like, "Can you believe? Can you believe that?"
Jess was 6 months old.
Hysterical.
That's actually the day she was
How old were
born.
you?
No, I think I was like 6. I was young.
She was
still.
16.
I think I was the first person in my class that knew. I
Oh,
remember
it's the
that part.
worst.
I remember that part. I knew I was the
Oh,
first one to know,
no.
and I took it upon myself to swear myself to secrecy because I was not going to
No,
do
you
that to
can't
another
ruin that.
child.
They put that on anybody else. Mom, do you remember? Because I remember actually my mom trying to explain something like it's the spirit of Santa. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Right,
That's like,
right,
y'all,
right.
y'all faked me out.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
remember either Brian, that's my brother, or my sister Maggie, like when they found out?
I don't. I don't know why I can't remember
Well, I'm glad
that.
it wasn't a traumatizing day for you, Mother. For me, it was like one of the worst days of my life. But I'm glad it wasn't.
She was just trying to live.
Do
She was
you
just trying to be a
remember?
mom.
Do you remember when you found out Santa wasn't real?
No.
Okay, you've been no help in this segment at all. So,
She's like, I don't care.
so glad we called you. All right, there goes my
Sorry,
mom.
I can't add much.
All right,
She's like, I've given you enough.
love you.
Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me try to call my mom because I can't do it at the same time as you.
All right, call her.
She probably won't answer.
She's probably like, oh, here comes Jessica. Probably believing in some bullshit again over here, like Santa. Let's go through some YouTube stories really quick. If you guys,
Do you remember the day that you found out? About Santa? Leslie said, my mom was lazy and put the extra candy from our stocking in the refrigerator crisper. Leslie, why? Why? I was like, why would Santa leave his candy? He need that for the other kids. What? And so wait, Leslie, did she then tell you? Was she like straight up like, because Santa's not real, okay? Is she there?
Oh my God, she's here.
Okay.
Put her on. Mom,
Bob.
guess what we're talking about on the podcast? Guess what trauma I'm bringing up?
What family trauma now?
Oh my gosh, what?
The day that you ruined Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny for me in a matter of the same freaking minute. Do you remember that day?
No, I do not.
Laura, she is really talking trash on your name right now. I need you to know that. So I'm glad you're here.
Where's my father?
That's what but
you
know
don't
what?
even remember that
Laura,
day?
honest to God, my mom doesn't remember the day either, but Jess and I can specifically remember the exact moment when
Mom.
we found out and like our hearts were
Crazy.
crushed.
We were at the Sunny Oak house. You walk out of your
Okay.
bedroom. You're in a towel. Your hair is in a towel. You're wrapped in a
Great.
towel. Dad's at the other end of the hallway. I forget how we get to this fucking conversation, but you yell to him something along the lines of like, "Are we getting her that?" Something like obviously referring to Christmas presents for me. And Dad's
Yeah.
like, "No, Santa's getting that for her." You know, still trying to, I guess keep my life together, my magic dream together. And you
welcome, Beth.
Thank you,
You're
Dad.
there.
You
You're
remember
there.
this? I don't know if Dad. So, and then Mom goes, "She knows Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny aren't real."
My God.
And I go, I look at both of you and I go, "What?" I start bawling. Mom, you want to know what you said to me? You said, "Get over it."
Laura, is that true? Because that makes you sound like not the greatest of mothers. And I want to give you a chance to defend yourself over here.
How old were you, Jess?
Mom, I
She's
maybe
22.
was like,
How old were you?
Mom,
like
me-
last year?
No.
Yeah,
Mom.
basically.
Mom,
Basically.
honestly, I was little, maybe 6. All I know though is
No way.
Mom, I know for a fact that I was
Jessica?
the first person in my class that knew Santa was not real, and I didn't say a freaking word. I knew that for a fact because I went back to school and everyone's like, "Santa this, Santa that, la la la," and here I am in my brain at my poor little desk, like only if they knew.
They knew the truth. Laura, do you want to defend yourself here? Because I feel like she's really talking trash on your,
So
your
wait,
name.
was your sister born yet?
No, she wasn't.
Damn.
Yeah, that.
Big fail on my part.
So younger than 9, 100. Younger than 8 at least. Huh?
Oh, well, I hope you're happy. So you could just poop on the carpet.
Oh, the
See,
dog-
that's
the dog-
karma. Bye.
That's karma.
Hang up on her.
Laura, any
I'm
defense
sorry,
here or nothing?
Jess. I'm sorry.
That's all she got.
It's
All right.
fine.
There
Bye.
she goes.
Love you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
See that? That's karma for every child that's dream of ruin. The dog pooped on the carpet.
She didn't even. Our moms are so terribly different.
Isn't that? She's like, I don't remember.
Yeah, fuck it. It's not real.
She
My
said-
mom's like, the spirit of Santa lives within Jesus and
She
our
said,
soul.
"Jessica, get over it." I'm
Wow.
crying. I'm crying in there. I'm sobbing my face off.
Let's read some more of your stories over here. Haha, Jess, my sister ruined Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy all in the same sentence.
See?
Damn, that's Lori K on our YouTube show.
I was 4.
Lynn-
No, Lynn.
Lynn was 4.
No,
Fuck.
Lynn. That's fucked up.
Lynn, why?
I'm pissed for you.
My brother in high school told me he wasn't real while he was pushing me in the swings. What?
Are you kidding me?
Lynn, good God.
Tell your brother that he's a joke.
That's really bad.
What a dick.
And we were reading Leslie's story a couple of seconds ago. She was the one that found the Santa's candy canes in her refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I said, like, well, did you ask your mom? And like, what happened? She said, I didn't ask her. I snooped around for presents the next year and found them in her closet. I was afraid that if I told her that Santa wouldn't happen. A lot of kids do that, man, where you're like, if I say a damn word, I ain't getting presents this year. Well, happy Santa trauma, everybody. I wish, honest to God, I wish we had a therapist on right now. Because
on what that does?
it has to we can all specifically remember that moment. And you only remember either really good or really traumatic moments from your childhood. So, like, you can't tell me.
I mean,
this is not some kind of, like, trauma.
honestly, am I happy about that? Am I traumatized? Yes, but would I change it? No, I wouldn't.
Why?
At least had a good few good years. You know what I mean?
6 is really young. I mean, it's not like Lynn, but damn, like it's.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I don't think I'm gonna tell. If I have kids, I don't think I'm gonna tell them Santa's real.
You asshole. That's what I mean. You're such a Grinch. Let them fuck.
Bro,
why can't they just
you're
be
over here
happy
crying
for a
your
little
mom
bit?
fucking 30 years later.
Yeah, but at least I had a few magical years, though. You know what I mean? At least I had a few good times. I wouldn't want to change that for the world.
Jess still wants to believe.
No, I'm all about it. Like, when I was living with the girls, I did the whole Santa's letter. I sprinkled sugar cookies, blah blah blah. We did the steps.
Abby's is Jess's niece. She's 9. Does she believe?
No, I don't think so anymore.
The little one's name is
Maya. Maya does, yeah.
She's
5.
Okay.
No, she just turned 6.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no. When Abby found out, Abby, she's like, "Girl, come on now."
Did you have those kids in your class though that like way too old? You're like 11. They're still like Santa's coming tonight. You're
Yeah,
like,
but I was jealous of their
fuck?
ignorance.
Yeah. To have it again. I cried and I prayed. I was like, please let me just forget that Santa's not even real.
I can't believe she doesn't even fucking remember that. That's
Trauma,
so
baby.
meanie pants of her. Classic Laura.
Classic Laura.
Classic Laura. That was the running joke at home. They're like, oh shit, better not say that in front of Jessica because it's going to end up on the podcast.
Literally, she sees a 410 number call and she's like, oh, boy.
Yeah, she's like, oh shit.
All right. Hey, call us if you're listening to the podcast show. Like, when did you find out about Santa? And we're going to get those on for next week. 855 Kramer Jess. 855 Kramer Jess. Our theory is everybody can remember the exact moment. In the meantime,
have an awesome day.
have the awesomest day ever.
Yeah.
Jess, how do we find you?
At Just Do It, JESSDU. My podcast, Lowkey, blase blase.
I'm that guy Kramer. Podcast is called Certified Mama's Boy. And we'll see you back here. I'm that guy Kramer on Instagram. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye, YouTube.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.